flag, white flag, white flag. 1 lap to go. 1 lap, Raider.
All right, final thoughts here, and I got a story for you, Preston. I got a story for you and everybody out there in the Marbles Nation on the Unhinged Sports Network and podcast platforms everywhere. After this great episode, we had a really good episode. I think it was one of our better ones. We're getting better.
Yeah.
I feel personally, I hope everybody else feels the same way there.
I think a lot of people, I'm telling you, I think when people hear this episode, they're going to be like, hey, we kind of connect with these guys that are, we know the struggles. We know it.
We're by no means a part of the sport yet. I want to be a part of the sport in the way that, maybe Pop Podcast is, but better.
but better. There you go. So we're not breaking it down to,
I don't need to break this down, and I just want to break it down. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
If you like it, great. If not, well,
this is what we see the sport as.
If you don't like my opinions, tell me why I'm wrong.
Yes.
If you like my opinions, tell me why you agree.
Yeah.
Don't,
why not?
Don't be the silent person saying, "Oh, I don't agree with them." Just tell me, man, I don't mind it. Whatever. I don't care.
Sure.
We live in America still.
And then we could use it for a Hey Man segment, maybe.
Yeah, then we could use it for Hey Man. Then we could use your comments for Hey Man. But I got a story for you, man. So, my wife and I used to live in New York, and we would go to this place. You ever hear of K1 Speed?
K1 Speed, no.
It's this indoor go-karting track.
Oh, okay.
And it's electric go-karts. And these things book, man. I mean, they go fast. I don't know what little motors they have in there, but they book, dude. It's great. And there's a little road course set up there at Poughkeepsie. And they have these polka dotted across America, the United States, like Charlotte, Poughkeepsie, I think one in Florida, Texas. There are not many of them, but they're there, and it's a lot of fun. So if you ever get a chance, go to a K1 Speed. And I got 2 stories about this, actually. So one, when my wife and I first went there, we decided we were riding motorcycles at the time, and we had modular helmets, the helmets that you flip up,
Mm-hmm.
And we also had these things called Sena Bluetooths. And what these Sena Bluetooths would do is just a communicator. Instead of pointing at your gas tank or objects in the road, you could say, hey, I need gas, or hey, I'm hungry, or hey, there's an object in the road, watch out for it. Instead of doing all these crazy things with the arms and feet.
Playing charades.
Playing charades on a motorcycle, exactly, going 60. You're not going to win that. So we get there, and we have the communicators on, and she's like, oh, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you. It's like, okay, we'll see. These ones I put the helmet on, I'm strapped in. It's
yeah, you get that's it.
It's like, okay, track. I don't care who you are. You're a competitor. Listen to karting in Alabama because it explains it perfectly. That's no longer my wife. It's a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
As sad as it is. Only for 30 minutes. we get on the track and go, and I'm doing pretty decently going around the track and having a lot of fun, having good consistent laps. But there were these bunch of kids on the track, and they were the Williams of the track that day, the back markers. They weren't going fast at all. They weren't going fast at all, and it was fun just weaving around them and trying to get around them, and because they were trying to race you, but you take the inside line, it's like, bye, kid. Whatever.
You were the Lewis Hamilton.
I was the Lewis Hamilton that day. Well, let's say Caroline was Bottas. Let's say Caroline was Bottas. So then we have these, Senna things, and I'm talking to her, and she starts saying, this kid's in my way. How do I get him out of my way? I said, just give him a little nudge. I'm telling her how to race. I'm like, well, just give him a little nudge, and he'll get out of the way. He'll be fine. And then I just hear, boom, boom. Two sets of booms. But what it was the Caroline hit the kid. The kid hit the wall head on. I mean, just smacked.
No. She dumped him.
She didn't dump him. She got into a braking zone and rear-ended him. And so I hear these 2 sets of crashes, and one was reverberating through the indoor track, and the other one was through my headset. And I said, what the heck was that? And she said, oh, he's out of the way. And I thought it was so funny. It's like, daggum, Caroline, I can't believe you did that.
Breaking zone, and she
ran
him over.
She ran him over. But then another story, and the second one to this point, was at the same track, Poughkeepsie K1 Speed. And it was in 2017 when Caroline graduated her physical therapy assistant school. And my aunt and mother-in-law along with my Uncle John, Beamer on a Beamer, and my other Uncle Dudley were there. And my mother-in-law and aunt said, let's go antiquing. And the guys quickly said, that's not happening. I'm not going antiquing.
Yeah.
So I said, well, let's go to K1. It'll kill some time. Yeah, it's an hour away, but it'll kill some time and we can just not go antiquing. And they said, okay. So we get there. My Uncle Dudley signs up. And now my uncle and I are the same way. Once we get competitive and we're racing, we're no longer family. We're competitors. And we signed up for 3 races. In the first race, we're just going at it. And I was in front of him and I wouldn't let him pass me at all. My Uncle Dudley was there, and poor guy, he was trying to figure it out, and he ping-ponged, or he
got
pinballed off the walls, like he went, do, off the walls, and I was laughing so hard, but then I had to quickly get out of my head, because my uncle saw me slowing down, and he bumped me. I was like, man, I got to get going. And at K1, it isn't about where you finish, it's about lap times.
Yeah.
So they try to spread you out to get the best lap times, but nobody listens to that. So the next race, my uncle beat me. And I was like, okay, but there's a third race. And the third race was an intense one. And it was so much fun. And if you ever get a chance to go to K1, go to K1. You'll have a lot of fun. But that was my stories, man. I just wanted to share that with the world, that K1 Speed is a lot of fun. You should go check it out.
I mean, if I ever get a chance to, I probably definitely would. There used to be a little indoor go-kart track locally here. I can't remember the name of it, though, and it really bugs the crap out of me that I don't remember what it was, because it used to be a stock car that was sitting out front. But Maples and I used to go to it when he was living down here. We go to it quite a bit just for fun, and it was a really, really small track, but it was like a lot of like drifting.
Yeah.
But they were still going pretty decently fast, and it was, we'd always have a lot of fun doing it. But I miss the days. It's no longer there anymore. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Rush or something like that. But it was pretty cool, and I always like to do things like that when you get the opportunity to do that. And
yeah,
so,
it was a lot of fun. Go to K1 Speed.
I would love to try that. You know, what do you don't know what the top speed of them, the cars were they?
They weren't going that fast indoors. I'd say maybe 30, 40 miles. As small as the track was,
that's still
the loud concussion that kid hit the wall at. They were going pretty fast.
That's
I'm just saying,
pretty
man.
fast. So,
all right, that was our stories, man. K1 Speed, not a sponsor yet here at In the Marbles, but maybe one day. You never know. Driver of the week, favorite part of the show, and got one that probably no one's ever heard of, but he did quite a few interesting things in NASCAR throughout his time. Earl Ross.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Well, Earl Ross was the 1974 Rookie of the Year. Canadian-born driver, the only Canadian to ever win a NASCAR race.
Wow.
Ran 26 races over 5 years. His first race came in the 1973 Daytona 500, and his last race coming in the 1976 Daytona 500. One and only win in NASCAR in the 1974 Old Dominion 500 at Martinsville. Earl Ross is your driver of the week this week on episode 61 of In the Marbles.
I like hearing drivers like that.
And that's why we do it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I've never heard of him.
It's cool to have a Jimmy Johnson on there and acknowledge his accomplishments in the sport. But Earl Ross, I've never heard of Earl Ross until I do some research and dig it up. But I thought that was pretty interesting. And for this week in NASCAR, we go all the way back to November 18th, 1984. Today, Hall of Famer Rick Hendrick holds a record for 13 Premier Series Owners Championships. But in 1984, it was his first year as a team owner and struggling to make it in NASCAR's top division. In the final race of the season at Riverside, California, road course in Southern California, Hall of Famer Bobby Allison appeared to be heading for an easy victory, but a blown tire with 4 laps to go knocked him out of contention. Allison's misfortune handed the race to Jeffrey Bodines and his Hendrick-owned Chevrolet. Bodine's third victory of the season was worth $31,900 to the team and driver. And that was your This Week in NASCAR. And I think, Preston, that is episode 61 wrapped up. right there, man.
With a bow on top.
With a bow on top. And I have to say this, don't forget about our store, teesprings.com/stores/In the Marbles from now through the end of November. Enter discount code TURKEY for free shipping.
Free shipping, that's right.
On all orders, and it's perfect for Black Fridays coming up here. But Preston, do you have anything else before we wrap it up here on our 61st episode here?
I've got nothing else.
I want to take this opportunity real quick to thank Unhinged Sports Network. Jim talked to him last night, really impressed with our show and what we're doing, and really appreciate them for allowing us to be part of their network and part of an ever-growing network. It's a lot of fun, and can't wait for 2021, man, where we could bring in more Race Day Unhinged and all that stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it again.
But with that being said, man, since you have nothing else, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I'd like to thank everybody so much for tuning in to us this week on In the Marbles. Make sure to follow In the Marbles on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for the latest and greatest world of auto racing. Even though most auto racing has been ended right now in 2020, we can't wait till 2021. So make sure to do that. And for Preston Loot, I'm Matt Beamer. Thank you again so much for listening this week. Stay safe and have a good rest of your week.